Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are switching over some of the mats and I'm going to go through quickly some of the accessories I've still been using over at least the past 6 months, and I'll let you guys know how we're going with it. So essentially take this as a 1 year update in terms of switching over with the mats, and then just an update on latest accessories that I'm currently using. So yeah, I was switching over a couple of the mats. The original ones we were using were from AliExpress, and I figured it was time to change, time to give the dual ones a go that Joa sent me a while back. And yeah, this is essentially the feedback. So before we do that, I'm going to show you how because I already changed the front and the second row ones out, I still got to do the frunk and the boot, so I'll take you there in a moment. But I'll do a video overlay. I was cleaning and scrubbing the front and the second row so you guys can see how dirty it's been. Now, in terms of maintenance, the maintenance that we kind of did was, I think roughly every fortnight or so, we've been in vacuuming, or mainly my wife has been vacuuming the mats. And yeah, we haven't done too much maintenance in terms of vacuuming or wiping for the frunk and the boot mats at all, because it's just been general storage. But for the floor mats here in the front and the second row, it's probably been roughly every fortnight or so. So we've switched over these onto the dual one, so I'll show you these first, and then we'll look at the frunk and the frunk and the boot ones as well. So starting with the passenger side. So here you can see in terms of fitment, it's raised fairly high. So I'll move out of the way so you guys can see. So that's how thick it is there compared to just standard. And so what that means, so supposedly these ones are all weather, so they're more of a plasticky type feel. And so what that means is water shouldn't go through them, and if there's any dirt, it should get collected within those little grooves over there. And based on the picture on the internet, you can put a small umbrella over there if you want. Now I've moved this seat back, so I'll just zoom out a little bit. And so you guys can see that it does still enable you to have a tray here if you'd like to put whatever it is that you want. As you know, quite a few aftermarket accessories that you can put, so definitely tray fits there. Fitment wise, you can see down there, and I'll zoom in there for you, you know, it fits pretty well. And same thing with over here, so when you close the door, it pretty much sits flush against over here with no issues. So we'll jump over through to the driver's side now. So this one here on the driver, you can already see that it's collected dirt here pretty well, and again, based on the material, you could just spray it off if you need, and it will dry fairly quick. But again, over here on the side, you can see, I'll just zoom out, so this is essentially the raised bit for the rails, and again, quite easy to remove the tray, and because it's a bit higher here, you know, it stops it here from just falling out. But yeah, that's the fitment for the two fronts, so right flush up against here, which is great. And yeah, so we'll run these for at least the next 6 months, and if you guys want to know anything else, drop it in the comments below. Alright, so this one here is the second row, or the back seats. You can see there's a little bit raised groove there, so you can store stuff there if you want. And then in terms of fitment, so fits fairly well all around, and it's raised quite a fair bit as well, so you can see down on that end over there, it's pretty much almost to the top. So any dirt that gets brought into the car essentially will stay in the car. In terms of side fitment around the edges, so again, the edge comes up to here. The only bit is that there's a little gap over here on this corner, which also exists on the other, but if I hold it down to the side, you can see there that it's pretty flush all the way across. Okay, so now this is the bottom tray storage for the boot, and just in case you weren't aware, guys, you can actually lift up the tray over here, and it does slot in over there, so you could actually just leave it there and do whatever storage transfer stuff you want. So this tray, I'll be honest, has really had not much use in terms of lots of things in and out besides going on our road trip. Generally speaking, these are the 3 items that I've got in the boot. So I've got the type 2 to type 2 cable, I've got a foldable or collapsible tray, and then I've got the universal mobile connector. So if I take this out, and again, fitment for this one was pretty good. That's how dirty it is, and I can tell you that I did not clean this, or I have not cleaned this at all. So there it is. So out with the old, and so the old one's up the top, and then the new one's down the bottom. So in terms of material, again, this is more rubbery type material, this is more plasticky type material. So yeah, let's put this one in, and in with the new. So you do need to push it down a little bit, but then it pretty much creates a full seal around, so there isn't any additional gaps really, and it's a pretty tight fit. There you go. And just for context, that is essentially how I normally keep the boot storage. So lift that up a little bit, close that down, and then let's look at this one. So this one we haven't really vacuumed too much. We do dust it out every now and again, but you can see that pretty much comes up to the edges. It's got a little gap here with a hook, so you can put your hand in or your finger in, and then yeah, comes up there. It's not raised too much, so if I show you there, that's roughly the thickness. And so let's grab this one out and we'll chuck the new one in. And it's been so long since I've had nothing in terms of no mat here, I kind of forgot how the inside looked like. So these are the 2 mats side by side, so old on the right after about a year's usage, and then the new one on the left. So let's get it put in. Alright, so here is the jewelry boot mat in place. So fitment wise, look, it went in pretty easily. It's not velcroed or anything because it's this thick plastic, so it was really easy to get in. And in terms of fitment, let me just zoom in, so you can see there it's fairly tight fit all around. And because these edges are raised, I'll just fix the camera lens. So as you can see, it's raised, so it definitely will hold a lot of dirt in here. The odd thing though is, and I understand because we've got storage over here as well, that this doesn't extend out there. But yeah, that's essentially it. So I'll zoom out a little bit so you guys get the full picture. So there you go. And I'm assuming over time that this bit will stretch out due to shipping and storage. So at the moment it's held like that. And again, that's also because you can lift this up to get access to the undershelf tray. Okay, and this is the last one. So this is the Frunk, and again, we haven't really vacuumed or cleaned it, but this was the one that, as I said earlier, this is the AliExpress one. So in terms of fitment, so you can see minor gap here, there's a bigger gap over here, and there's a gap over here. You can fit, say, 4 fingers in, and then just a little gap here. Can't really fit a finger in, but that's the gap, just to give you guys full transparency. And if I lift this one up, that's essentially what you've got underneath the tow hook, and then just more space. Now in terms of thickness, that's how thick this one is, and I'll show you a comparison of the other one. Alright, so new on the bottom, old on the top. That's essentially the difference. Now with this one having more grooves diagonally like that, as opposed to those rectangles there, I'd say this one would hold or capture a lot of dust and dirt in there as well. In terms of thickness, I think they both are raised fairly similar amount, with the exception that this one is more prominent, that comes directly up vertical, whereas that one kind of more slopes out for each one. So let's chuck this one in and see how we go. Alright, so that's it in, just push straight in. And again, remember, this one was the fairly hard one that you can feel. You can fit a couple of fingers there and a little bit there. For the most part, if you put stuff down for storage, I think you'll be fairly okay. Overall, it's a pretty snug fit. So yeah, we'll give this one a go. So for the rear, the only accessory I really got is 2 items. One was the there's air vent covers down there that you can see, and then also this bin tray. So those two I definitely recommend, that do help make things easier. And the other accessory that I've got here, so I did remove it from in the inside center console, but we usually just put random things that we need in here, but perfect to put 2 controllers and anything else you guys want, because it's hidden there, and whenever you're waiting it's easy to grab out and then you can play. For the boot, the ones I've got here were from OVO. So again, these are like thick plastic trays. They do go all the way down, which is really good, and it also comes with a lid or a cover, but I tend to just put some spare jackets or clothing there, and yeah, I highly rate them. I think they're pretty good. Alright, so now you've seen the swap of the floor mats, so now let's talk through some of the accessories that I've still got in my car and ones that I'll continue to use. And as I said, if you've got any questions about any of them, drop it in the comment box below. So let's see, let's start with the first one down over here. So I bought this one where it said that you essentially can create an additional tray where you can slide in and out, and this was double side taped. I think this one here personally is a gimmick, because it does get annoying to try and reach in to get whatever it is that you want, especially for times where you're driving. So the last thing you want is you kind of lift this up and then you got to kind of fumble, got to slide that down and then do that. So I think this one's a gimmick. I haven't really used this one at all. I have shown you quite a few cup tray holders in the past. I still use them every now and again. At the moment though, I'm still using this one from OVO, which essentially was just a one that it kind of sits in, sticks down, and then it gives you 2 teeth on each side. That's what I'm still using. These ones here, this secondary tray at the top, this bit was from OVO, and they also have this light that you can also get. So that we still use. I haven't used it. What I rate it, sorry. Look, if you want additional tray storage, I think that is really good. However, because it blocks the actual full deep storage, I find that I'm actually not using and utilizing all of the space underneath. So that's essentially how deep it goes. And so for context, I'll put that down in there. You guys can see that's essentially how far deep down it goes. So if we didn't have the tray, then I feel like we'd use that space a lot more, whereas when this is here, we are actually quite limited on space. So I am considering taking this out just to see how much easier my life would be if I had a fully open pocket over here. But for the time being, this will stay here for now. Now this tray, so this tray here, again, this one slides. This one here was from OVO, and we've also got this hub which also has a light over here. So I think that was 27 watts from memory and like 15 watts or something, and then so these two USB-Cs, USB-As, and then you've got a light over there. This is actually connected via the 2 USB-C ports that are inside over there. This tray I think is great. It's been amazing. We use it, as you can see, cloth, some lollies, hand cream, some coins, and I keep a USB-C to USB-C cable over here, or to lightning. And then down for the storage, got some gum, AirPods, charger from OVO, and yeah, some gummy lollies, because everyone loves lollies. So yeah, I definitely recommend tray, because if not, that goes pretty far down. And yeah, it's just easier to have a couple of things organized for things that you usually need. So sometimes drop house keys in there as well, and whatnot. So yeah, that's definitely recommended. The other thing I'd definitely recommend, is a windscreen shade. You can see a little bit of light gets through to this one, but look, it seems to do the job. We bought this one on Amazon. I'll put a link up below if this is one that you guys want to get. In terms of fitment, look, it doesn't fit all the way up to the edges, as you can see. Down the bottom it pretty much does. At the top there's a bit of gap here, and yeah, you can see a bit of gap over here as well. But I mean, it's good for this gap because of the camera as well in this case. But yeah, that's definitely one I recommend, because it really keeps the heat off the dash when it comes through. And this wireless phone charger, MagSafe, from OVO, right next to the screen. And the other thing that I'm still using, of course, is the tray as well. Only issue is, because you've got this here, it kind of means that your tissue box has to sit kind of lopsided, or you need to get a smaller tissue box. But either way, I'd still recommend these two. This one in particular because I've got a thick case, and what that means is my phone does not charge on that charging pad there. So having this here works out really well. And the plus side is, if you really want things like Apple Maps or you want Waze, you can absolutely run that from here as well. Or if you don't trust the car in terms of Tesla automation and the voice to do stuff, and you've got your phone over here, the fantastic thing is you could still use Siri, you could still use Google Assistant. So yeah, it's a big win. So yeah, that's about a wrap, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about the floor mats. Do you think they look good or not? Or if you're running a different brand and you've got problems, or you really do recommend them, let me know as well. I'd be more than happy to check them out. But yeah, overall that was a switch from the AliExpress ones I've had. I think I paid off the top of my head $450. Now that seems like a fairly steep for the entire set, but mind you, this was, I think, when almost when the Model Y first came out, so I did hold on to the accessories for a little while. Either way, we'll give these ones a go for at least the next 6 months or so. If you have any questions, drop in the comments below. These are pretty much all of the accessories that I'm still using today. I've got quite a few that's still coming that we're going to test out as well, and we're going to continue to swap over. So yeah, if there's any accessories you want me to try get my hands on to check out, drop them in the comments below, or let me know, and I'd be more than happy to see if we can get a hold of them, and I'll do a review for you guys, and I'll see how it goes. But as I said, if there's anything you guys want to know for any of the existing stuff I've got, drop it in the comments below. The other one item actually that I did not mention yet is probably the screen protector. So I've got a gloss screen protector on at the moment. Sometimes I feel like there's issues, sometimes I don't. So I'll probably record something soon so you guys can actually see what I mean in terms of the glossiness and the glare. But yeah, like and subscribe for more content, and see you guys soon.